Welcome to today's workout. So all you need is a heavy bag, maybe 30 to 50 pounds, just for legs. We need a towel, preferably a long towel if you can, just so you can take your arms wide. And then a drink, of course, water, and maybe even another water bottle, or some two weights, maybe even some cans of food if you need it, but I don't. Let's get started. So we're going to start off with a squat, and then we're going to move into actually, you might want a chair as well, I should have mentioned. So we're going to go squat, plank hold, and then we're going to go tricep dips. So we're going to use the chair as option one. Let's get started. 1 minute on the clock, let's go. So we've got simple option here, number one, let's go. Just squatting down, feet are parallel, and we're just squatting, touching the bottom to the chair. Notice though, when I come up standing straight, I squeeze the glutes. So showing you from the side. Option two, coming a little lower than the chair if we can, but torso stays upright. So we come all the way up. Don't worry if you can't come down that low, but if you can, get right into the mobility. You might like to go a little bit faster, but squeeze the glutes as you come up. Option three here, a little bit tricky. Keep going with option two. Option three, we're going to do a wide overhead squat. So notice here, the shoulders want to come forward, pull them back. Torso still stays upright and just look forward. Try and pull the towel apart. Inhale, 5 seconds here, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work, straight into hollow body hold. So, sorry, the plank hold. We're going to go onto the forearms. Now here, really think about pulling your belly button into your spine. So a common mistake here is people drop down. Still got 40 seconds. So notice my belly button's dropped, or they come right up high. So I want you to find that point where you can really feel the core engaged. And then if this is easy for you, you might start coming forward and back. Forward and back. This is a harder option, so otherwise just hold. Try not to sink down or up, but really hold that still. Option three here is to take left hand, right arm forward, and then down. Right arm, left leg, and down. 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Straight into tricep dips. So using your bench, or your chair in this case, bent legs, option one. Coming down, notice my hands, and I'll show you from the side in a minute, are in quite close. So elbows don't come out like this. Coming down and then all the way back up. Try and get the back really close, scraping down the edge of the bench or the chair, and all the way back up. A harder option here is to take the legs out in front. Keep going, you've got 27 seconds. So we come down, looking forward. Notice elbows are pulling in towards each other, back's nice and straight, and I come down as low as I can. As I inhale, I come all the way back up, squeezing the triceps and lift the chest. Looking forward, inhale, and exhale. Coming all the way up. Don't stop here, come all the way to the top. Done. Let's repeat all of those exercises. So straight back into the squat. I'm going to jump into the harder option. So option one, remember, with the chair. Option two, coming down lower. Option three, and I just want to demonstrate this one again. So the closer your hands, the harder it is. So I'm going to take my hands just slightly wider, and I'm really going to pull them back. Don't let them come forward like this. Keep them back as you squat down low. As low as you can. Squeezing the glutes, looking forward. And then as you come all the way back up, try not to let the hands come forward. Squeeze your hands apart. We're going to go a little faster now. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. If you do have a ball, you can use the ball against the wall to keep your back nice and straight. That's a big ball that I'm talking about. Inhale, exhale. 3 seconds, 2, 1. Straight down onto the ground for plank hold. So here, remember, you're pushing the forearms into the ground. You're pulling the forearms back towards the feet. And at the same time, the feet are pulling towards the hands. And that'll help that core really engage. Keep it strong in the core. Don't sink down like this or lift your hips too high. Find that and you'll know when you've found it. If this is strong enough, stay here. If this is actually too hard, drop to option 1, which is knees to the ground, okay? Just work with whatever level you're at. It doesn't matter, you'll feel it. Otherwise, option 2, and then otherwise, option 3, left hand, right leg. And switch, right hand, left leg. And down. Hold here for another 7 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Come straight into the tricep dips. Any version you like. Now remember, bent legs, easier version, but keep the back straight and the elbows squeezed in. Come down just to where you can, and then as you come up, really feel like you're engaging your triceps. Don't stop here. Come all the way up and lift the chest to finish off the tricep dip. Remember, option 2 is straight legs. And keep going a little bit faster. Get a few more reps in. We've got 25 seconds left. So let's see how many good reps you can get. So it's not really about quantity, it's more about quality with all of these exercises. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. We've got 5 seconds here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab some water. Let's take a 20-second break before we get into the next round. So the next thing we're going to do, just while you're having a drink of water, I'm going to demonstrate. We're going to go into Jefferson curls, hollow body, and palm press extension. So Jefferson curls, the other ones I'll show you as we go. You need a bag. This is where the heavy bag comes in. We're going to jump up and we're going to feet together, tuck chin to chest, and we're going to come down. So get ready. Let's get started. We've got 1 minute on the clock. Of course, you can use kettlebells or weights here. Let's go. Trick is squeeze the quadriceps, tuck chin to chest, and slowly lower. Notice arms are straight, and I want you to feel vertebra by vertebra coming down. So it's a very slow action. Squeezing the quadriceps to stretch the hamstrings as you come as low as you can. Now I've got a fair bit of flexibility here, so the bag's probably a bit big. I'd be better off with like a kettlebell or something. I can come further down, just wherever you can, and then grab your bag or your kettlebell, and then all the way back up. Articulating the spine as you come up. The last thing to come out is your chin. And then lift the chest at the top. Let's get one more in. We've got 9 seconds, so you might go a little bit faster. Squeezing the quadriceps and all the way back up. Hollow body. So this is the hollow body hold. A couple of different options here. I'm going to show you from the side. So option 1, we're just going to come in, bend the knees and hold here. Okay, we don't want to let the lower back come up. So if I can get my hand under here, then my back's I'm not down enough. We want to create that hollow body. So holding here, this is the easier option, although it's not easy. Option 2 is to take straddle legs and hold. Option 3, if you're feeling very strong, but only take this if you can hold it, otherwise come back to your next version. Lowering the feet and lifting the arms straight back behind you. Notice my shoulder blades are off the ground here. And I cannot get my hand under. Hollow body hold. And you're done. Let's jump straight up for the last one. I'm going to stay seated for the last one. You can stand or sit. So here, palm press extension. We start off with hands in prayer as we come forward and slowly lengthening, straightening the arms, but really pressing hard into the hands. It looks easy, but it's not, especially if you press as hard as you can into your hands. So you really want to activate your chest, your pec muscles, And even your biceps here as you press really hard into the hands. So it's up to you how hard you make this, but it should be hard. 10 seconds left, really squeezing tight. You might even shake. Look, notice I'm actually shaking. I'm pushing that hard into my hands. 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Straight back into the legs. So jump up. We're going to get into Jefferson curl. 1 minute started. I'm going to go a little faster this time, squeezing the quadriceps. Now, the heavier the bag, obviously the harder it is, but you need some weight, otherwise it's just not going to be as effective. And that's why I sort of suggest maybe 30 to 50 pounds, maybe even less. And come all the way up, but notice I'm squeezing my quadriceps. You can see as I come down, these muscles are really squeezed, and that'll relax the hamstrings, which will really get a nice stretch. And also notice I keep chin tucked and I roll up vertebra by vertebra, arms are straight. Chest lifts at the end. 3, 2, 1. Hollow body hold. Jump into your version, and remember, the first version is really hard anyway. So hold here. So that's option 1. Option 2, as we said, is the straddle. Legs come wide. Option 3, it doesn't matter what option you're doing, make sure that lower back's on the ground. If you are in option 3, point the toes, squeeze the feet, squeeze the hamstrings, and feel your shoulder blades off the ground. Really lengthen the arms, maybe biceps, squeeze the ears. This is a great full body core strengthening exercise. It's not meant to be easy, so if you find it hard, so let's say here you're starting to lift up. So see how my back's lifting up? I'm going to drop into option 1, and then all of a sudden that lower back's on the ground again, and I'm actually working the core much better. Better to do an easier option. 3, 2, 1. Let's go straight into the extension. So this time I'm going to sit again. Start off in prayer, palm position, squeezing the hands. I'm going to go a little faster this time, but I'm really going to squeeze. The slower you go, actually, the harder it is. And of course, the harder you push, the harder it is. So it's up to you how hard you make this, but you can really focus on squeezing your pecs together, your biceps, straightening your arms at the end. And once again, you can do this standing or sitting. Notice your breath here. See if you can coordinate the breath. So I like to inhale, and on the way out, exhale. Four, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. 20-second break, and we'll move on. Excellent. So we're going to go lunge, V-ups, and a waiter's walk. So from here, we're going to go straight into the lunge, have a sip of water, and then we'll get straight into it. Have your chair there if you want to take a harder option. Otherwise, you might even take your water bottles, or you might take some weights, or nothing at all. I'm going to start off easier option. When you're ready, join me. 1 minute's on the clock. We're just going to do the right leg forward. So first round is just the right leg. Right leg comes forward, feet are hip distance apart, and we come down. So ideally, we're just going to squeeze the glutes. So squeezing here as we come up, we're going to straighten the front leg. So as you straighten the front leg, you squeeze both glutes. And then making sure the torso is upright. And we're actually looking forward, inhaling, and squeezing the glutes, exhale. Once again, you can take option 2, which I'm not going to do. You can take those weights, inhaling and exhaling. Option 3, you can keep the weights or not. You're going to take the foot back into like a Bulgarian squat. From here, you come down, knee almost touches the ground perhaps, and then you're taking all your weight into that front leg, squeezing the right glute at the top. Really should start feeling that in that right leg. And done. Nice work. Okay, from here we're going to go into some V-ups. So lying straight down, get straight into it. So another option 1, option 2 version. Option 1, we come up and we touch right leg, opposite arm, opposite leg. Actually, even easier if you bend the knee and bend. Bend and bend. Otherwise, very harder option is up and down. V up and down. So you can make it even harder by touching your toes at the top and then coming down. Touching toes and coming down. If you're finding that too hard, come back to easier version, bending the legs. 1 and 2 and 1. And see if you can breathe nice and consistently. 3 seconds, 2 and 1. Nice work. Straight into the last part of this, which is the arms. We're going to do waiter's walk. So taking the bag, we're going to take it right up, right hand, bicep next to the ears. So option here, obviously, is to walk around. Really reach to the sky with the hand. Now, if you've got lots of room, you might like to walk around. Otherwise, if you like, you can try the harder version, which is a squat and a waiter's walk at the same time. So we're going to squat down and maybe even look up at the right hand and then all the way up. Obviously, if you've got a kettlebell here or a dumbbell, it's easier to balance. Notice the backpack wants to push in one direction depending on how it's weighted, and then all the way up. You don't have to come all the way down into the squat if you don't have that mobility, but it's more important that you're just getting that shoulder really loaded. And once again, feel free to walk around here. And 3, 2, 1. Second round. We're going to go into the lunge. This time we're going to go onto the left leg. And feet are hip distance apart. We're coming down, torso upright. And all the way up, squeezing the glutes at the top. So coming down. Remember your different options here. That might be enough. You might like to add weights, water bottles to the side. But just really concentrate on keeping that torso upright. And then, of course, we've got the Bulgarian squat. Coming down and all the way back up. Just to show you on the side what that looks like. The toes don't want to be tucked under here. So you want to rest onto the toes. Try not to let that knee go too far over the heel. And all the way back up, squeeze. Nice work. Let's get into our V-ups. So coming down, second round of V-ups. Remember the options here. You might like to bend the leg. Opposite hand, opposite leg. Opposite hand, opposite leg. Notice I exhale at the top. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and exhale. Exhale. Otherwise, we're going to do double leg and maybe even straighten the legs. Come up and down. Up and down. And if you like, touch those toes and all the way back down. Touch the toes and down. Toes. 10 seconds here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale for 7. And 2, 1. Nice. Okay, let's get straight into our left side this time. Into the waiter's walk. So coming up, press up nice and high. And remember, you can just walk here, or you might like to try on the other side. I actually find too, holding here is even easier. So coming up, holding there, and then if you like to, take feet hip distance apart and come down into the squat. Looking up at the left hand just makes it a little bit easier. So coming down, looking up at the left hand and as far down as you can, and then all the way back up. You've got 8 seconds left. Inhale and exhale, push up. and nice work. You are done.